Hello once again. This is Milton Johnson, your personal financial coach. Hey, welcome to me again. Welcome to me again for this Facebook Live. Definitely appreciate you guys that are currently watching or going to watch in the replay. It's definitely been a pleasure talking with you, and you're supporting me in this effort. Definitely great to have you aboard. Let's say I'm Milton Johnson. I'm a financial coach, and I help professional individuals increase their savings and investing for their financial goals and their retirement planning. And I use my roadmap to financial freedom method to help you achieve these goals. So it's definitely been a pleasure talking on many different topics today over the last several days, 2 weeks to be exact. So kind of like the halfway mark of the 30-day challenge. It's definitely been a challenge, but thank you for being there with me along this journey, along this channel, with this challenge going on. Today I want to talk about college savings. Are you saving for your children's college? Now that's very important. A lot of parents are concerned about their children's education, and they want them to get a post-secondary education beyond just high school a number of times. And with the increase in college, the college costs are so high, it makes it sometimes impossible. I was just researching some current numbers and saying that the average cost of a 4-year in-state institution, and you stay on campus, is $26,027. So that's over $104,000 over 4 years. And if you're an out-of-state student, it is $27,091, $108,000 over that amount for the 4-year period. And don't think about, we're not talking about an Ivy League school. That's over $50,000 per year. I recently seen someone actually enter into MIT, where she actually applied and she got accepted. And the cost was astronomical. It's $50-some thousand. I was like, wow. So you imagine the scholarships and student loans, whatever, all types of financial assistance is needed to actually help out with costs growing so they're going off the roof. And the thing about it seems like college costs are just not stopping. They continue to go further and further. I know when I went to college, I went to a community college in the city, so it was a little cheaper. And that might be something you might want to think about in your children's college quest for higher education. Sometimes my dream school was to go to the University of Georgia. And so I was dead set. I went to a 2-year college first. My idea to transfer to University of Georgia, and I started working. I got a good part-time job here, a home city. And I was helping my mom out, so I was making real good that part-time job, and it actually helped pay for a lot of my college expenses. I didn't have a college program, college fund, anything, but I actually started making so much money that I had to end up paying for my own college tuition. First, I started with a Pell Grant. It was on quarter system during that time. And at that time, I had got a Pell Grant, so I covered the first couple of quarters. And then I actually started working at this part-time job, making great money. Man, I was doing great. I was in the Marine Corps Reserve. I actually was also getting the GI Bill money. And so with a combination of that, my income actually exceeded me for getting a Pell Grant. It says above the limit. I was like, I was above the limit. My mom was staying with a single parent. My mom, she wasn't really making that much money. But anyway, I was actually able to pay my way through college. I was able to get some scholarships along the way to actually decrease that cost. So what are you doing parents to get ready for your children's education. I know some people are doing saving. You put money in like a regular savings account and save a percentage, so much out of your paycheck. Seeing some parents do that. Some are actually investing some of the money, especially when you're young. You may want to put it like in a mutual fund or a combination of mutual funds and let it grow as well. I've seen that happen. But now people are getting more sophisticated. Now they have 529 plans that help sponsor these college costs. And 529 plans are becoming more and more popular. You can use those. The earnings grow tax deferred. That's another great thing. They are tax deferred when you're putting this money in there. So it's like your 401k. You know, you put your money in your 401k. It's not taxed until you actually start withdrawing those funds. So this money grows tax deferred until you actually start withdrawing the funds. And the thing about it, if you withdraw the funds for qualified education expense, they can be tax-free. Let me say that again. For qualified education, you can withdraw those funds tax-free. They have to be qualified education expenses. If they're not for qualified education expenses, then you're going to pay federal tax, state taxes if your state has state tax, and a 10% penalty. So it's an incentive to actually save for education, just like 401k plans, incentive to save for retirement. So that's what you want to be able to do. Save it for your children's education. Another great thing about it, it can be gifted. And so you can gift up to $17,000 with gift that before it becomes tax-free, $17,000 and below. And you can gift that free of taxes. So some people may say, well, I want to give this away. My children didn't go to college or something happened. So I want to gift my 529 plan. And you can do that, $17,000 per year. You can do that. So say for instance 5 years, that can add up to $85,000, a contribution that you can give to someone if you want to give to do that as well. And another thing you want to think about is financial aid. That's a lot of things that comes to mind. I see some young adults worry about accumulating too many assets because that actually goes against you qualifying for financial benefits. And so the 529 plan helps out a lot. It's effective. It's a small effect on that because the assets are considered the expected family contribution formula. So consider assets of the parents. So that actually going to help out as well. Consider assets of the parent. So that won't fall on the burden of being an asset of the child. And if there is a beneficiary change, so if one child decides not to go to college, it could be changed to another eligible family member. So another child may want to go to college, and you can change the beneficiary of that and give it to that other child. And it's in the 529 plan. And some 529 plan has some state tax incentives. So depending on what state that you're in, you can have a tax incentive for your 529 plan. And one other thing I do like about 529 plans is have a large array of investment options. So it don't have to be in one particular thing. You could invest it in mutual funds, stocks, ETFs. So a whole array of things to actually increase your likely rate of return on your investments. So it's a good thing to check in your state, check with a qualified financial advisor, financial expert to see what is the best for your child as far as how to save. If a 529 plan is good for you, maybe you might need to do something else, but what is good for your particular situation? And so you want to look at all aspects of saving for your children's college education. I think I mentioned before, it even starts before they actually go to college. When they actually start visiting college, yet consider those costs as well. I know when my daughter started looking at colleges, we started going to different places, and those the expenses went up. You had to pay for fuel, you had to pay for dinner, and if there was an overnight stay, we had to get some hotel room, for that. So you had to put all of those into perspective. And when they apply for college, a lot of colleges actually have expenses on those college applications. So be aware that some applications may have some fees attached to them. And if you're fortunate enough, you may be able to get into some programs in which some fees are waived on some of those applications. So look for those fees to be waived when available. So keep that in mind as well. And when they're actually living on college campus, there are a lot of additional expenses that are not figured into college, such as if they're on campus and they eating out. Sometimes the colleges may have a place for them to eat, the cafeteria, and sometimes the kids may miss the time, whatever they're studying. They may be involved in some extracurricular activity, and they may miss the planned time for going to the cafeteria for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Then there are going to be some outside costs, such as they may want to order some pizza or some additional food. So you need to be looking at those costs and expenses. When my daughter went to college, we had to fork out, help her out. She wasn't working in college. We wanted her to focus on her college studies. She's at the University of Georgia, college that my dream college. So she actually ended up going there and accepted and graduated from there. But while she was there were some expenses, basically like toiletries, personal items. They may want to buy some clothes. They may have special events where they may have to dress up. They may have to buy some business attire or things of that nature. So there's unexpected expenses that actually occur along with tuition, room and board, food, things of that nature, books. And now I think a lot of colleges actually, they don't use books. Even some of the high schools don't use books. Actually, everything is online. But if they're still using books at your college, books are expensive when doing that. And I like what was put in, get a meal plan that covers unlimited meals. That is another option. I think that's what our daughter got. She had a meal plan, and she was able to eat unlimited meals. And she, took advantage of that. You go out there off campus and you ordering pizza, eating at these different different places out there in town. The costs add up because they're waiting for the college students. They know how to price. They know that they're waiting to get off college campus, so they know how to price it just right for them to come and spend no additional funds. So you need to be ready for these college expenses, the college costs. They're continuing to go up. It seems like they're averaging at least 5 to 6% price hikes during the year. So you want to plan ahead. If you have a small one now and the college expense is looking at $20,000, just thinking in your mind it may be double that or more by the time your little one gets to 18, 17, 18, 19, whatever age it is that they start to attend college. So make sure you start investing as soon as possible, because the sooner you start, you have compound interest working for you, and that is a very powerful thing. Time is of the essence. So start as soon as possible saving for college, or either you may want to go to technical school. And that's even a cheaper option as well. You don't have to go as long. And I said go to a 2-year community college for those first 2 years. Those first 2 years, you're basically talking about the basic, your core courses, the first 2 years. Then the last 2 years, you may transfer to a major college. I know a young man did that, went to a smaller college first couple of years, and transferred to his dream college. And as a result of that, you're reaping the benefits. And I see quite a few do that. Go to a smaller college, cheaper cost, and which that makes sense to me. Why continue to pay if it's offering $20,000-$30,000 a year at this college, and you can go to a community college probably for less than half of that. Go 2 years, get your core courses out of the way, and then the last 2 years, then you're taking your major courses. To me, that's like a win-win situation. So that may be another avenue to look at going. Say, okay, you may be doing this, but let's take another look. And another option that I took is actually going to the military. So what? So I did that. I said my family had the money, so I actually joined the Marine Corps Reserves. So I was able to get my reserve check coming in, and I was actually getting the GI Bill money coming in as well. So that is a thing to do. I actually see a question. Thanks, Tiffany. Said, "What if your child doesn't want to go to college? So you still save?" Yes, you may not want to put it in the 529. That's the thing about it. You may want to actually put like a mutual fund. If the child doesn't decide to go to college, guess what? That's additional funds for you towards your retirement or to whatever financial goals you're looking for. Maybe a down payment on a house. Maybe you want to get another vehicle, something of that nature. So that's something is the danger sometimes. If a child may not want to go to college, but a 529 plan allows you to give it to another beneficiary if you decide to do that. So that's why I like mutual funds. Put in mutual funds. It doesn't work out for your child. Hey, that's additional funds for myself, or either I may be able to put it into a trust along down the road. If I pass away, maybe they have some money coming in and may be able to annuitize it. It comes in every month for them. I see someone do some things like that with some insurance plans. That may be something I might want to talk about one day. How to use insurance plans to actually give like an inheritance to your children. I've seen some people do some creative things with that, with the insurance products to make sure that their heirs are receiving something while they're gone. And I think people are getting more and more creative. There are a lot of good products out there. I think that will suffice each individual needs for what you want to do. So make sure you're doing that. I was talking to someone about that recently, about going to school. They went into the military as well. And it does a number of things. I mean, you're serving your country as well, developing pride. I mean, Marine Corps being on Parris Island helped me develop discipline, focus. I was able to do something every month, going somewhere every 2 weeks out of the year, traveling around the country, doing different things. And it was a great experience to actually do that and still get money on top of the part-time job that I had. I was rolling in college. I had a lot of money. I was doing great. I was doing better than a lot of the people that was in college. And the thing about it, I didn't have to take out any student loans while I was in undergraduate school. Undergrad, 0 student loans. I didn't get any student loans. So I was managing my money diligently. That's one thing in undergrad I did not want was student loans. Now when I started going to grad school, I didn't keep that same mindset. I should have been thinking the same way. But it took us some student loans. I was working on my MBA degree during that time. But that's undergrad. If you can stay away from student loans, stay away from student loan debt. And that's what families contribute to college education. They can help their children avoid those student loans or teach them about student loan debt, because a lot of times we think of it, okay, I got this money, then there's some extra money left over, that's time to go party, live it up, got these additional funds, but hey, you have to pay those funds back That is not the time to actually have a party, go out there, buy some clothes, or go on a shopping spree, go on some trips. No, I mean, people just ball out when they get all that extra student loan money. Then you have to pay it back. Then I've seen some people default on these student loans, and they're stuck on their credit. And I'm like, oh man, if I was thinking when I was younger. But it's up to the parents sometimes for us to give guidance. There's some of the younger persons looking at this video maybe may open up their mindset to think in a different way and not creating debt. But even they can actually save for their own college. If they delay their college, they say, well, the parents don't have the money. Maybe I could just delay college for a couple of years. Like I say, go into the military full time, so I have done that. Go active duty for 3 or 4 years, and they have a GI Bill program where you can contribute. Then once you get out, you have so much money to actually attend college. So that may be another thing to look at if you do not have funds for college. Sometimes children have to put some weight on their own back, and not just your parents. I mean, you in this thing too. I mean, this is your future, your career goal. It's good for some kids to get some skin in the game, then they can appreciate it more. And I mean, once they get that college degree. So those are some options I think that you would need to, I think you can weigh and kind of look at, talk with your student about it, your child about some different options, especially before they graduate. Don't wait until they graduate. So, okay, now we need to start thinking about college. You need to be having that conversation definitely while they're in high school. Hopefully you had it in the beginning when they're in the 9th grade, so you can start planning what type of courses they need to take, college courses. So that would be actually like 8th grade. So this is college, when you get in 9th grade, you need to be taking this, getting prepared for college preparatory courses. So it could be a whole lot easier once they actually get into college. So hopefully these are some tips you can take back with you. Hopefully you was able to get some good nuggets from that. Then if there's anything else that you would like to discuss, definitely feel free to put in the chat. You can DM me about some things you would like for me to talk about in the future. But I'm over and out. This is Milton Johnson, your financial coach. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. You be blessed.